The silent signs a friendship is over. You don't always see them, you feel them. It doesn't happen in one moment. There's no big argument, no clear ending, just something quietly changing. And at first, you ignore it. You tell yourself, it's nothing. They're just busy. Things will go back to normal. But deep down, you already feel it. The conversations start to feel different. Not bad, just different. There's less depth, less interest, less of that natural flow you once had. You notice it in the silence. Not the comfortable silence, but the kind that feels empty. You begin to think more before you speak. You hold back things you used to share freely, and you don't even realize when that started. That's one of the first signs, when you no longer feel like yourself around them. You start replaying interactions in your head. Did I say something wrong? Why did that feel off? And slowly, you become more aware of the distance than the connection. Another sign is the effort. It changes, not all at once, but little by little. You're the one reaching out more. You're the one trying to keep things going. And they respond, but it feels minimal. Like they're there, but not really there. And that's confusing, because they didn't leave, but they're not fully present either. You begin to feel like an option instead of someone important. And that feeling, it's quiet, but heavy. Then there's the timing. You notice how quickly they used to reply and how long it takes now. You notice how plans used to happen easily, and now they're always postponed. You don't say anything, but you feel it. Another sign is emotional distance. They don't open up the way they used to. They don't ask about you the same way. There's less curiosity, less care in the small details. And what hurts is, you still show up the same way. You still care. You still listen. You still try. But something is no longer mutual. And that imbalance, it starts to drain you. You also notice you're no longer part of their everyday life. You hear things later. You find out things indirectly. Moments you used to share now happen without you. And you don't feel angry. You feel disconnected. That's the hardest part, because nothing clearly ended, but everything feels different. And so you sit with it, trying to understand without having the words for it. Another sign is how you feel after talking to them. Before, you felt lighter, happier, more understood. Now, you feel uncertain, drained, a little distant from yourself. That shift is not random. Your emotions notice what your mind is still trying to deny. And then there's the unspoken truth. You both feel it, but neither of you says it. Because saying it out loud would make it real, and maybe you're both not ready for that. So instead, the friendship slowly fades, not through conflict, but through silence. And silence can be the loudest ending of all. You start remembering how things used to be, the laughter, the easy connection, the way everything felt natural, and you wonder, where did that go? But the truth is, nothing lasts exactly the same forever. People change, priorities shift, life moves in different directions, and sometimes that means growing apart. Not because anyone did something wrong, but because you're no longer in the same place. That's a hard truth to accept, because we don't like quiet endings. We want clarity. We want reasons. We want closure. But not all endings come with answers. Some come with feelings. And those feelings are trying to tell you something. They're telling you that something has changed, that the connection is no longer what it was, and that it's okay to see it without forcing it back to how it used to be. because holding on to something that's already fading only makes it harder. Not everything is meant to last forever, and that doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just means it belonged to a different time, a different version of you. So if you're feeling this quiet distance, this unspoken shift, don't ignore it. Sit with it, understand it, and most importantly, don't blame yourself for it. Some connections fade, not because of something you did, but because they've reached their natural end. And sometimes, the most peaceful thing you can do is to accept it, without forcing, without chasing, without trying to fix something that has already changed. Let it be what it is now, even if it's less, even if it's distant, even if it's just a memory. Because peace doesn't come from holding on. It comes from understanding when it's time to let go. And when you do, you don't lose the friendship. You carry the meaning of it with you.